Well, Minnesota may be the land of 10,000 lakes, but everyone seems to have one that they like a bit more than the rest. And today we are on Birch Lake in Hackensack, a very popular spot for people who live or visit northern Minnesota. And Chris and Frank are there this evening. They join us again. Hello. I didn't mean to give away your surprise.
Hi there.
Yeah, you'll get a little peek at what's going on there with the audio behind us. The chainsaws are ablaze in here. I'll tell you what, one of the things I love, not only about being back in Hack, but all of these lake trips, is you never know what you're going to find.
Yeah, we've found something really cool and different here. There are a couple of guys from Bemidji that actually dive Minnesota freshwater lakes, like the one behind us, looking for hidden treasure. And they also use these lakes as a training ground, not to get people certified just to dive in Minnesota, but all over the world.
I started diving in our freshwater lakes here in Minnesota. I just fell in love with it.
It's like my church when I'm down there.
For Dan Carlson and Greg Moen, diving with the Dive Depot was more of a passion than a job.
That we just love working with students and getting new people in the water and trying it out for the first time.
You'll often find the two of them underwater, near a red flag, on lakes like 10 Mile just outside of Hackensack all summer long.
This is a beautiful lake to dive. I've been diving on it several times.
And while they both enjoy training first-time divers,
The two questions when we come up, how long can you stay down and what do you see? And I said, why don't you come and try it and find out?
they get even more excited when you ask them about their diving experiences.
I thought Dan was hovering right next to me, and I looked over, and here's this 46-inch muskie hovering right on my shoulder.
And the hidden treasures they've uncovered through the years.
I found a moose antler on the bottom of the lake, and then we found a fish that we didn't know what it was. We had to take pictures of it and send it to the DNR.
I found a bison shoulder blade of like an extinct woodland bison. The shoulder blade was ornately painted upon. And I talked to some historians, and they figured it was about 9,000 years old.
But the biggest thrill of all comes from introducing new divers to the world below.
It's almost like a scuba unit. It's a time machine. You go underwater and you're back looking at things how they were 100 years ago, 50 years ago.
Because it's so peaceful and so relaxing. It's the ultimate enjoyment of the underwater world. It's fantastic.
It is fantastic. So that fish they couldn't identify, it's actually turned out to be something called a log perch, which is a species of darter, which I did not know.
I keep learning things. How about it? The Dive Depot, by the way, they're based out of Bemidji, and they do all sorts of dives, as we mentioned, in the lakes. They'll even do dives for shipwrecks on Lake Superior, and they offer classes for beginning divers all the way up to dive masters. And if you want any information on them or scheduling some classes like that, just go to WCCO.com/links.
And Dan and Greg told us a story that one of them actually last week found an engagement ring in the bottom of a lake.
How about
to go out and do that special mission. So, yeah.
And think